Yo guys, it's time for reviews. I got some time, so I want to catch up on all the reviews. I got quite a lot, so let's get straight into it. Bicepcurl, Bicepcurl. It's a Bicepcurl. His question was, for arena offense, which team should I build or slash focus on, and which 4 or 5 star monster should I make a 6 star? Having trouble to get to 1500 rating points, not rating. Let's see what you have, man. Wow, nice. Roadsheet, Darien, pretty cool monsters here. So, ooh, you have the dark one. Is he good? That's basically the same as inflicts damage force to your max speed and all enemies, removes the harmful effects. That's pretty good. And it can put them to sleep. So this, I think this is a pretty decent monster. So you got a lot of units that are useful. So let's make an arena offense then, right? You got a Hawa. Actually, normally I didn't like Hawa being a PvP unit, but there has been some matches where I actually found her, and she was like really owning. The Hawa wasn't violent runes, and it did just a lot of damage as well. But yeah, I got owned by that Hawa. So if you make a defensive setup, Hawa is actually a pretty good unit in there. So what should we focus on? I think you need to focus on your speed of Megan. That will help you quite a bit. And I think we need to get like a team. Maybe what you could do. We don't really have an AoE here, right? Damage dealing AoE that we can use. I'm kinda thinking what I should go for. Maybe what you could do is use the Water Ninja as a lead. I don't like that. No, I don't like that. You have the Wind Ninja, which could be beneficial. So what you could do is use the Wind Ninja as lead, then take Bernard within your setup. This will, if you work on his speed even more, this will give you the edge on the first. Like you probably go first with this. So Bernard and Orochi lead, Bernard. Then you get the speed, then use Owa as well. And I'm not sure if I should put Megan in there as well. That's a possibility, but I don't think that's smart because you have no DPS then. Barely. I mean, you have these two then. I think what I would do is Bernard. Orochi as lead, Bernard, that's the Wind Griffin, War and Rogue. That's what I think I would do for now. Later on, you could think of using Megan in the setup and then as last spot trying to put in something with a big AoE that could do good damage. That could be Aika. He could do decent damage. I've seen him do pretty well. But for now I would do it like that. So Orochi's leader. You're doing the runes pretty well. This is more runed for PvE, and I know that. But I think even in PvP he will do fine, because all those dots he sticks on the enemy will help you kill something. So Orochi plus Bernard. Like you could also do it with the Water Ninja, by the way. Water Ninja with Megan, that's also an option, but I don't like the Water Ninja that much. He's good against the fire units, obviously. That is pretty strong in the meta, but I don't like him as much. And Bernard is going to be faster most of the time. Okay, but yeah. Let's see where we should 6-star next then. Um, I think you should 6-star your Belladon next. That's what I think. And you know why? Because if you would do that, you have a pretty decent defense team that you can use, which would consist out of, I think your defense team should consist out of Megan or Bernard, one of the two. I like Megan better here, but her runes are just not good. But now try to get this on HP percent or something. But I like Megan better in the defense, but she's not that strong right now. But what I would do is Megan as lead, Darian and Belladon as defensive units, and then Awa. That's what I would put in defense. That would work pretty well, I think. Because if they bring a DPS comp and they cannot kill you, like this is what you have to work towards, right? They cannot kill you in the first turn because of Darian mitigation and the rest of the units having a nice health pool. You can heal up with Belladon and you can pretty much take them down with like a buff and armor decrease, and then a wall will hit like a truck. But that's not your question. So, but that's why I would say Belladon. I think I would 6-star Belladon. Plus Belladon will be useful. Later on you could maybe even add Brian to the mix, and then don't use don't think you have a leader skill right then, but you could switch him, Brian, out for Megan or for anything else for a while. Maybe that's actually better. Maybe I like Awa actually on defense. She's pretty decent if she's like really beastly ruined. Right now she's like just fine how you ruin them, but obviously there's still room for improvement. Yeah, I think that's what you should do, man. So I told you what to 6-star yet, and I told you what to use in arena. What I think is a good setup. So this is yeah, that's your review. Got a lot of things to do, so I'll keep it a bit short, but I don't have anything to say either. So okay, I'll be right back with the next review. Okay, we're back at nicholasz1z. His question is, can you take a look at my account? Let me know which to focus on and what runes for Giants V10. Yeah, sure, I'll look it up. What we should do for Giants V10. Oh, you got a 6-star Neil, that's pretty cool. Lucian. Pretty damn awesome. What's your crit rate? 50, almost 50. Whew, I'm sorry. Why? I'm always yawning for some reason when I start doing videos. It's always the same. I could imagine what you run in an arena. You have a pretty fast bacon. I think you're gonna use. I know that's not your question, but I'm just thinking what you should use. Like, what I would use is Sylph, Lucian, Megan, and maybe even Seek. Like Seek paired up with Lucian is insane. Yeah, that could work. Okay, your question, right? What you should focus on. Well, if it comes to Giants, Acasis is probably gonna be your man, because she just provides you with a good shield. I'm actually not gonna set you up with the farmable team because you have plenty of units that I think could work pretty well. What is this? Oh, that's also pretty good. What is this? Defense break. Wait, reduce attack gauge. That's pretty good. Oh, it recovers. Let me think. I think Acasis is a very good unit. I'm not 100% sure, but I think the Fire Oracle is actually a unit that can take down the boss by itself. Not 100% sure, but I think she will be good. You know why? Because you could de-spell her, debuff her, and inflict some continuous damage. And every debuff you get on her, if you get 2, can you get 2? You get a defense break, but I'm not sure if you get any more. I'm not sure. Not 100% sure there. So let's see. Cases. I'm not sure what I'm gonna put in the lead yet. Cases. Megan. That's a good unit there. Cases. Megan. I think Amon will help you out pretty well. You don't have him ruined currently. Okay. You need to get the 100% crit. Then Amon would be definitely a go. I don't think you should use Neil for. I mean, yes, he's safe. I think Lucian. So let me see. Cases, Amon, Megan, Lucian. So we have one more spot. I think that spot needs to go to some more survivability. Like something that can keep you alive pretty easily. Maybe Darien, because that does mitigate the damage. Okay, there's nothing here anymore. Maybe Darien. Do we have anything else that I could think of that would be useful for you right now? Because we have a Case's shield and we have Amon's heal. So if Amon can heal consistently, he might already be enough to get you through it. So what I would do for now, if I were you, is make actually what I would do is take your Monkey King, make him your leader of your team, because he gives 33% health to every monster. That's pretty useful. Take a Cases with you for the shield, which is really useful. Megan, just for the buff and debuff, she will help you quite a bit. Continuous damage on her as well. So let me see. Monkey King, Cases, Megan, Amon, and Lucian. That's going to be your team. So what you want to focus on is getting this guy awakened and leveled up. And you want to get this guy to 100% crit. And we want to get your Cases ruined up and leveled up. You want to make him a 6-star probably. You said like runes, right? So let's see. Actually, what I like for Cases, I don't use it myself because I don't have the runes, but I like Despair. Despair Energy or Despair Focus on her. I have Swift Focus if I'm correct, or Swift Energy, not even sure. I think Swift Focus because I got a decent amount of accuracy. So that's pretty good. But I just thought of something. You don't use a resistance leader. Normally when you use a wind team you have high resistance. So what you could do there is for your units, the Cases for make him Swift or Despair, Endure, to get some more resistance. Same goes for some of the other units. I don't think you need to know what Megan and Amon and Lucian shall be ruined because they're just good. They're just there for the damage, and Amon is there for the heals, so you know what you gotta get. And I think your Monkey King, what I would ruin him with, attacks enemy, stuns, attacks decrease defense with a pretty good chance, decrease the inflicted number of 25 counter attacks each. I think I would make him like a really heavy tank, so Endure, energy and guard, something like that, some mixture of that, and then just full HP. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I think the Fire Oracle is actually a good unit you might want to use as well. I think if I would say what should you focus on furthermore is like the Monkey King Cases and Oracle, Amon, those units I should focus on right now. And I would focus on the Sylph, because the Sylph will become probably one of your leaders for your arena. So yeah, And on her I would rune Despair Focus. Well, why would I go Focus again? For this, right? It's not bad. You could do Spare Energy as well, or just, you could do whatever you want with the second set. But Focus, if you go Focus, you have a better chance of Cycloning, getting that glance hit, and that's pretty useful. So, but I definitely would focus on her because she has 24% speed lead, which will help you out quite a bit. So yeah, that was it, man. I hope you got something useful out of it. I think you did, and I'll be back with the next review. Okay, we're back at CandyAddict. First, his first question is, how do I get high essence to awake my mons? I'm stuck at B6 for every elemental dungeon. 2 is I cannot finish Giants B6, and 3 is what should I focus on. So basically he wants to get further in the game overall. The reason why you're stuck is probably because you need to work on your units, that's it. I mean, you have the units already that are good. You have some really good units actually. Nothing too special in the back here, but you got some really good units. This Dragonite, if you have him runed properly, like when he's like really good runed, that will be late game for you. He could solo B9. That's how good he is. Well, getting those high essence is just basically a rinse and repeat. Obviously, I do agree at B7 you have a lot more chance of getting them. So what I would do is just focus on your team that you're working on. I think you have a pretty good idea what you should focus on. So let's check this out. He is Energy Blade Guard, so a bit mixer. The crit is for the first attack. And I think HP all around then. I think I would make it even. I'm not sure. I mean, it's not like he doesn't need crit, but I would definitely make him go HP all around. I mean, it's fine that you use different sets. That's fine. But I would make this a HP rune. And then we have a Wa. These two units that I'm going over for runes, those are the units you should focus on, by the way. The Wa has a decent amount of accuracy. I'm still working on him. Accuracy, attack. Okay, make your Wa is going to be one of your PvE units most likely. And I want you to do the following. I want you to make this rune a swift rune eventually that has actually % as well. This is a good rune, but it's not worth breaking the swift set for. This should be an HP % rune. No, sorry, this should be a speed rune, and this should be an HP % rune. That's what you want to try. You could farm a focus HP % rune and farm a swift speed rune. Right now that would do, like a 4-star speed rune would be fine, and make this a swift accuracy rune. Even though it's 1 star lower, it's fine. I mean, that's not a big deal. Having that swift set is crucial. I think Konami is definitely something you want to use later on, but right now I wouldn't focus on it. Same goes for Seek. What I would focus on is getting your cases, well, your Sylphid. Getting her up to max level on 5 stars. I like the rune set you have on. Try to make this an HP % rune and try to make this an HP % rune. I also think you should focus on Bernard because he's just good. Looks like you're doing a pretty decent job at getting him as fast as possible as you can, so that's good. I like it. And I see you're working on the win team for Giants B10. Definitely something I think is a good thing to do. But if I were you right now, I know you want to awaken all these units, but I would be more worried to get the runes correct now, and I would be focused on getting the units up to 5 stars that you want to use. So that's Dragonite, Eurex, Elsa, they are both 5 stars, so that's good. The cases, Bernard, Shannon and Rakaya, you probably want to use them. Having a second Rakshas is actually pretty damn awesome. I would recommend you just like you don't even need the win team if you have two Rakshasas, because you can just go with them both, and then if they have both high accuracy percent and a decent health pool, you can just make sure so that the boss never attacks. And I would actually suggest that as well. I'm gonna give you a team that I would focus on for Giants V10. That is definitely gonna get you there if they're runed properly. So double Rakshasa and Dragonite. I think I would put them all in the same team. I mean, why not? This unit is capable of soloing B9. So and he does the continuous damage dots. These guys make sure that they don't die. Okay, so double Rakshasa, Wind Dragonite, Cases, and I think Bernard. You kinda have to tell me if this. I think if this Cases is 6 stars and your Rakshasas have some decent amount of health, this will be enough to kill him, because you only have to counter the counter attack. You only have to be worried about the counter attack, and you make sure that force shield is on when he does that. So I think you can go with that, and your Bernard will make sure that you will get so many more attacks in, and you just make sure that your Dragon Knight, sorry, will take the hits from the 7th hit. So when the ticker is on 6, make sure your Dragon Knight hits him instead of anything else, because he can heal him up himself. That team will definitely work. We'll get you through to B10, because this works on every stage. So what I would do, if I were you, personally, I would focus on both Rakshasas, getting them to 5 stars both, and runed up with a high amount of accuracy, decent amount of health. So I will make this an HP rune, and you should make this an speed rune for both. And you should get your Bernard up, and you need to get your Dragonite full on HP. Like this rune needs to be HP percent. And then you can just start doing, if they're all maxed out and they get the good runes on the good slots, then I would suggest you to make the percentage base rune all +9, and on all these units, and the normal runes all +6, and then I think you're ready to beat B7 already, or maybe even B8. So you got some crazy ass units, man. You should not focus on your win team. I know that this is a good team and it will work, but having double Rakshasa is just too good to leave behind. This team will be racking it up, and it will be able to auto it pretty easily. Only the way through is in the beginning might be a bit tough, but you have to just make sure that you hit the crystals so they don't attack you, because that's what you can do when the Rakshasas are really like ruined well. Okay, man, this was it. So I'll be right back with the next review, guys. Okay, we're back with Xathera. His question was, I've been playing Summoner's War for a while now, but I need some help with arena offense and defense. Also, I need some advice who I should 6-star first and what monsters I should focus on. Though I'm only level 30, I'll really appreciate the advice. Yeah, okay. Let's see what you have then. Ooh, Chloe, and ooh, you got some good ass units. Wow. Wow. You got some freaking awesome units. Okay. This is a nice account. You got these dark units. This is gonna be cool late game for you. Like when you have all your main units leveled up, you could make a dark team, which is really rare and might actually be pretty cool. What you should focus on, right? I think you should make Idrel your first 6-star. He's gonna be so good. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy good. It's not a damage dealer, but that's okay, because he's gonna let you live forever. He's gonna revive and let you live forever. You could decide not to make him your first 6-star and make some damage dealer your first 6-star, like Shemati. If you awaken him, it's called Shemati. That will help you maybe a bit more when it comes to story mode. But then again, I think Idriel is like capable of soloing a lot of stuff. It will take more time, so I think this is going to be the better 6-star. Arena offense and defense. Well, defense, let's talk about that. I would make it like this: Self Leader, Idriel, Chloe, and Darian. I think I would do it like that. That's a pretty decent defense team. Double heal, some high damage, and Darian is there. You got him on Violent Runes, so I'm like, you have like really good setup. Everything is just fine, you know. I mean, even though you're just 32, you have everything that you want. Everything is complete. You know where to rune them. It's really good. This guy's even 100% crit. Really nice, man. I just can't say. I would make Adriel, Eladriel, whatever, your first 6-star. For offense, let's see what we do for offense. So Sylph is pretty good, Chloe is pretty good for offense. But you currently don't have a big damage dealer right now. I mean, the Sylph is doing dudes damage. So I would go for the tanky setup. Then I would go... Maybe I wouldn't even go for Chloe in the offense. I would go Sylph, Idriel, Belladon, and Darian. This is what I run as well, except that I use Iona for my reviver, and I use Jameer for my leader, but the theme is kind of the same. It's kind of the same idea, and it works pretty well. If you face off against a unit that's really fast, you could take Chloe to soak up all the damage and not take Idriel, but if it's going long, you might want to take Idriel. Yeah, I'm seeing you getting some awesome units. So what I would do later on, when you like these units you have here, those are the main units you want to focus on as well. Really good units. What I would focus on later is this Brownie Magician, because he has a great D-spell and he has a buff. And I would focus on the Wind Theorist. He is a really good control unit, will be very useful in a lot of situations. Definitely for TOA, it will be great. So yeah, I don't really have too much to add. I mean, you're doing everything you need to do. You're doing a great job. You know what you want. I think you have the units you focus on right now is a good choice. My next unit for you would be something that has a decent amount of damage. So that could be the Cobalt Bomber, that could be the Succubus maybe. Or maybe the Dark Living Armor could be okay. Something like that. I would focus on next. Like after you finish this. Because this is what you want to start off with, really. Really awesome account. Really good. You do everything correctly. So I don't have much to say for you. So just keep it up and you'll get there. Okay, this was your review. I'll be right back with the next review. Okay, we're back at jonhero12345, and he has a question. I got some monsters so far, but I don't know what to do with them. Can you please help me build a team for giants, or not for giants, just for dungeons, and which monsters to focus on? So you're 22, you're at that stage where you just yeah, you got some cool monsters and you want to make a team. So I'll give you like 5 monsters that I would focus on for a team, and I think if you focus on those you will have a good starting point. So you got some really good monsters already. Phantom Thief, the Fire Joker, Fire Period, Living Armor, Megan, Brownie Magician and Seek, Ramagas, some really good monsters here. The Wind Griffin is really good. And you got a Wind Pixie, that's so I'll go over your account. Like I would give you 5 units that you should focus on. and I'll give you an order in which to focus on as well, a little bit at least. I will give you what I would focus on first, and then I give you like any units that you could throw away or keep. Okay, let's start. I would focus mainly on, this would be my main focus, is the Fire Joker. Why do I say that? Because this unit is going to be very useful throughout the whole game. You have been watching some videos, because you're doing a great job at ruining them. I would make this an attack percent rune as well, and then it's fine. That would help him out. I would focus your effort mostly on the Fire Joker for now. Get him awakened like next. Then we get the Fire Joker. I would make sure that you have your Megan. You have him already, so that's good. You also ruined with the correct set. Just try to get this a speed rune and this an HP rune. But I know you're 22, so it's more about having the correct set than anything else. So you're doing a good job. But obviously you can try to farm some of the runes. I see that you do try to get the subset speed, so that is really good. So Fire Joker and Megan are gonna be one of your guys focus on. Then let's see what I want to add mostly. You have the buffs from Megan, so that's good. What would we get into as well? I am thinking that a Bernard would not be bad to add to the team. That's the Wind Griffin. Why? He will speed up your team so much, and that will help you quite a lot. Plus he has a body slam which breaks attack and defense, which is really good. So this will, yeah, I would definitely add up him. So Fire Joker, Megan, Bernard. Oh, Bernard. And then we want, what do we want? Then you can pick either the Fire Period or the Fire Phantom Thief, whatever you like best to add to your team. I personally like the Fire Period more, and I think you could put in the Living Copper as well, because you could have some space for defensive runes when you get them. Like I would rune him full guard with guard percentage based rune all on 2, 4 and 6. So I think this is a pretty good team. Obviously there's a few pieces you could change, but I'd definitely go first for your Fire Joker, then Megan, then Bernard, and then I would add the Copper and the Period. I think you could also, instead of the Copper and Period, you could also add, instead of the Copper, you could add Ramagos. That's actually a pretty good thing to do. Ramagos will be useful late game as well, maybe even more useful than Copper, I'm not sure. So maybe I would switch out Copper and go for Ramagos instead. And then you could use the Fire Period or the Fire Phantom Thief. It doesn't really matter, but you have to, like this one more one-shot unit, like it's doing a lot of damage on one unit, and this is more of a control unit. So it's kind of what you want. I think Period paired up with the Fire Joker is better than Fire Joker paired up with the Fire Phantom Thief. I wouldn't focus on Rogue. You have so much better, more better units, so he's not needed. So that's what I would do. I think this team, if you focus on those units, I think you have a pretty good team as well. Because I'll go over it one more time. Fire Joker, Megan, Fire Period, Ramagos and a Griffin. You could say Copper instead of the Ramagos. The reason for that is because you do have a leader skill for Arena, I think, or is it everywhere? Now for Dungeon that gives armor, so that's good in conjunction with living armor. But I think Ramagos will be better, so I would stick to Ramagos. Yeah. Yeah. So what do you want to work on? You want to make sure to get your Ramagos max leveled, your Megan max leveled, and your Griffin awakened and max leveled. And you want to rune him up with some swift focus, and then 2 speed, 4 HP and 6 HP or accuracy. I would prefer accuracy. And then you have a great team that has debuffs that you need, like attack and defense buff, a speed up buff, attack bar buff plus attack power and defense, which is good. You have the healing debuff, which is great. You have continuous damage when you awaken this guy, also from your Megan, and you have a stunner. You have a control unit that could give you a dispel, an attack break, and when you awaken her, you can get a resistance leader skill, which is also pretty good. So this is definitely something I would focus on. Okay, this was your review. This is going to be the last review for this video. So yeah, hope you guys got something out of it. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.